Liverpool fans have another major transfer story to follow as the summer window enters its decisive stages. Two names have been strongly connected with the Reds in recent months: Ayoub Bouaddi and Bradley Barcola. However, the situations surrounding the two players are now very different. Liverpool have been seriously linked with Bouaddi since the early stages of the summer, with reports of direct contact between the club and the midfielder, but more recent reports indicate that Manchester City have moved into pole position for the Lille and Morocco youngster, with some reports even claiming that Bouaddi had reached an agreement to join City. At the same time, Liverpool's pursuit of Bradley Barcola remains very much alive. In fact, the latest developments around the Paris Saint-Germain winger could give Liverpool renewed hope of completing one of the biggest attacking transfers of the summer. So what exactly is happening with Bouaddi and Barcola? Let's break down the latest situation. Ayoub Bouaddi, Liverpool's long-standing interest. Ayoub Bouaddi emerged as one of the most exciting young midfielders in European football during the 2025-26 season. The Lille midfielder attracted enormous attention after his performances for Morocco at the 2026 World Cup, and Liverpool were among the clubs reported to have monitored him closely. Reports in June claimed that Liverpool had made direct contact regarding Bouaddi, while other reports suggested that the Reds were seriously considering a move for the highly rated midfielder. The interest made sense from Liverpool's perspective. Bouaddi is young, technically gifted and capable of operating in midfield with both composure and aggression. His ability to receive the ball under pressure, progress play and contribute defensively made him an attractive option for Liverpool's long-term squad planning. There was also significant competition. Manchester City and other Premier League clubs were reported to be interested, creating what was described as a potential bidding war for the youngster. Liverpool therefore faced a difficult battle if they wanted to secure his signature. Liverpool were ready to explore a deal. At one stage, reports suggested that Liverpool were prepared to meet conditions being discussed with Lille in order to get the deal moving. One July report claimed that Liverpool had accepted conditions surrounding a possible transfer for Bouaddi, but transfer stories can change extremely quickly. Despite Liverpool's interest and reported contact, the latest information points toward Manchester City becoming the stronger destination for Bouaddi. Reports published in early August claimed that Bouaddi was close to joining City, with some reports going further and saying an agreement had been reached. That means Liverpool supporters should be careful when seeing social media posts claiming that Bouaddi is already heading to Anfield. As things stand, Bouaddi should not be described as a confirmed Liverpool signing. Liverpool's interest has been genuine, but the latest reports suggest that the midfielder's future could be elsewhere. And this is where the Bradley Barcola story becomes even more important. Bradley Barcola, Liverpool still pushing. While the Bouaddi situation appears to have become increasingly difficult for Liverpool, Bradley Barcola remains a completely different story. Liverpool have continued to be strongly linked with the Paris Saint-Germain winger, and recent developments have given the Reds reason to believe that a deal could still be possible. Barcola has emerged as one of Liverpool's major attacking targets during this transfer window. The French international possesses exactly the type of qualities Liverpool could want in their forward line: explosive acceleration, one-on-one ability, direct running, technical quality, and the capacity to create chances from wide areas. Liverpool's interest is therefore not simply about signing another winger. The club are looking for an attacker capable of making an immediate impact. Barcola's future at PSG. The biggest obstacle has been PSG's valuation. Liverpool have reportedly already explored a move, but PSG's initial asking price was considered extremely high. One recent report said Liverpool and PSG were confident that an agreement could eventually be reached despite a significant difference in valuation. An initial verbal offer of around €100 million was reportedly rejected, while negotiations continued. Other reports have claimed PSG's valuation was initially around £145 million, but now there has been an important development. Recent reports indicate that PSG's asking price could be reduced, with figures around £125 million being discussed in the latest reporting. That would represent a major change. Liverpool would still have to spend a huge amount of money, but a reduced valuation could make negotiations considerably easier, and Liverpool are watching the situation very closely. PSG have not closed the door. One of the most important developments came from PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi. Instead of completely ruling out Barcola's departure, PSG have reportedly refused to shut the door on a transfer. Liverpool's pursuit has therefore remained alive. The official Liverpool website also reported on the PSG president's comments surrounding Barcola's future amid interest from Liverpool and Arsenal. That does not mean a transfer has been agreed. It does mean, however, that Liverpool still have a route to negotiate. And this is exactly why the Barcola story is becoming one of the biggest transfer sagas surrounding Liverpool. Barcola reportedly open to Liverpool. Another important factor is the player's position. Reports have suggested that Barcola is open to leaving PSG and that Liverpool are a destination he would consider. The Guardian reported that Liverpool were looking at Barcola as a potential replacement for Mohamed Salah and that the winger was reportedly keen on a move to Anfield despite Arsenal also showing interest. This is significant because Liverpool need to convince not only PSG but also the player. If the player is genuinely interested in the move, Liverpool can focus their attention on reaching an agreement with PSG over the transfer fee. And that is where negotiations could become extremely important over the next few weeks. Why Liverpool want Barcola? Barcola would offer Liverpool something very valuable: speed and direct attacking threat. He is capable of receiving the ball wide, attacking a defender, cutting inside and creating opportunities. He can also stretch a defence by running behind the defensive line. For a team looking to play aggressive attacking football, those qualities can be extremely important. Liverpool would not simply be signing a player for the future, they would be signing an attacker capable of competing immediately. And with the club entering a new era under Andoni Iraola, adding another elite attacking option could completely change the balance of the squad. Liverpool have already been active this summer. The club have also strengthened defensively with the loan signing of Ronald Araujo from Barcelona, a deal that includes an option to buy for a reported £47 million. The Barcola pursuit would therefore represent another major statement of intent. Liverpool and PSG, the negotiation. The biggest question is simple: how much will Liverpool actually have to pay? That remains uncertain. Liverpool's reported initial offer was not enough to convince PSG, while PSG's original valuation was considered too high for the Reds. But there are signs that the two sides could move closer. Recent reports suggest that PSG may be willing to lower their demands, and that has created fresh optimism around the possibility of a deal. This is why Liverpool supporters should not assume the transfer is dead simply because an earlier offer was rejected. A rejected offer does not necessarily mean negotiations have ended. In major transfers, clubs frequently begin with one figure, reject an offer, continue talking, and eventually find a compromise. Liverpool appear to be hoping that happens with Barcola. Could Liverpool make a new bid? Recent reports indicate that Liverpool are preparing to continue their efforts and could make another proposal. One report claimed Liverpool were preparing a fresh bid as PSG's situation around Barcola developed. If Liverpool return with an improved offer, the pressure will shift back onto PSG. The French club would then have to decide whether to keep Barcola, demand even more money, or negotiate seriously with Liverpool. And there is another factor that could influence the situation. PSG have their own transfer plans. If the club managed to bring in another attacking player, the situation surrounding Barcola could change. Liverpool will be monitoring every move PSG make. What about Arsenal? Liverpool are not alone in the race. Arsenal have also been linked with Barcola, meaning the player could become the centre of another Premier League transfer battle. However, Liverpool's interest has remained particularly strong. Reports have repeatedly described Barcola as a major Liverpool target, and some reports suggest the winger is more open to Liverpool than other potential destinations. That could become a major advantage for the Reds if the clubs reach a financial agreement. Still, until PSG accept a bid and the player completes the necessary formalities, nothing should be described as done. Important: no confirmed Barcola transfer yet. Liverpool supporters need to keep one thing in mind. Bradley Barcola has not been officially confirmed as a Liverpool player. There are encouraging reports, there are reports of negotiations, there are reports that Liverpool remain interested, there are reports that PSG could reduce their valuation, and there are reports suggesting Barcola is open to the move. But none of that is the same as an official transfer agreement. So when you see social media posts saying, "Barcola to Liverpool, here we go," or "Barcola signed," you should treat those claims carefully unless they are confirmed by reliable sources and, ultimately, the clubs themselves. Bouaddi vs Barcola, two completely different stories. This is perhaps the most important part of the whole Liverpool transfer update. Ayoub Bouaddi. Liverpool showed genuine interest and reportedly made contact, but recent reports strongly point toward Manchester City as the more likely destination. Bradley Barcola. Liverpool remain actively interested, negotiations are still being discussed, PSG have not completely closed the door, and a change in PSG's valuation could make a deal more realistic. So if Liverpool fans are asking which of the two transfers currently looks more realistic for Anfield, the answer is clearly Barcola. Bouaddi appears to be moving away from Liverpool's reach. Barcola remains a live transfer target. What Barcola would mean for Liverpool? If Liverpool managed to complete the deal, Barcola could become one of the most exciting attacking additions of the summer. Imagine Liverpool having another explosive winger capable of attacking space, beating defenders and creating chances. His pace could give Iraola another weapon when Liverpool transition from defence into attack. His dribbling could help break down low defensive blocks. His movement could create space for central attackers, and his ability to play from the left or attack from different positions could give the manager tactical flexibility. For Liverpool, that versatility could be extremely valuable. The club are entering a new chapter, and adding a player of Barcola's profile would send a strong message about their ambition. The next few weeks could decide everything. The summer transfer window is entering its final stages, and Liverpool cannot afford to waste time. PSG have to decide what they want to do with Barcola. Liverpool have to decide how much they are willing to spend. Barcola has to decide whether a move away from Paris is the right step. And Arsenal and other interested clubs could still complicate the situation. That makes the coming days extremely important. Liverpool have already shown that they are willing to invest heavily when they believe a player can transform the squad. If PSG lower their demands sufficiently, the Reds could see an opportunity. And if Liverpool make a serious new proposal, this transfer saga could suddenly move very quickly. Final update. So here is the latest Liverpool transfer picture. Ayoub Bouaddi. Liverpool were genuinely interested and reportedly made contact, but the latest reports indicate that Manchester City are now much closer to securing the midfielder. Liverpool should not currently be described as favourites for his signature. Bradley Barcola. Liverpool remains strongly interested. PSG have not completely ruled out a transfer, and recent reports suggest their valuation could be reduced. Liverpool could therefore continue negotiations and potentially return with an improved bid. The player's position. Reports indicate that Barcola is open to a move, and Liverpool are viewed as one of his possible destinations. The price. PSG's valuation has been the biggest obstacle, but reports of a possible reduction could give Liverpool a major boost. The competition. Arsenal remain interested, meaning Liverpool cannot assume they have a free run at the French winger. For now, Liverpool fans should remain patient. The Bouaddi dream may be fading, but the Barcola story is still alive. And if Liverpool can find a financial agreement with PSG, Bradley Barcola could become one of the biggest new faces of the Andoni Iraola era at Anfield. The next Liverpool bid could therefore be extremely important. Will Liverpool finally convince PSG to sell? Will Barcola make the move to Anfield, or will PSG decide to keep one of their most talented attackers? The transfer window is not finished yet, and this story is far from over. Stay tuned, because if Liverpool make that next move for Bradley Barcola, this transfer saga could explode very quickly. Liverpool fans, would you spend big money to bring Bradley Barcola to Anfield? And would you still want Ayoub Bouaddi if the opportunity somehow returns? Let us know your thoughts.